Water's so awesome, you say? Well, it's pretty much needed for life. I like to spill these water molecules on the floor sometimes, so just careful that you don't slip. First of all, water is a great solvent. It helps dissolve solutions, and it's the fluid in cells. Next, it stabilizes climate. It helps slowly absorb and release heat so we don't have extreme temperature fluctuations outside. Ice floats because as the water molecules slow down, they arrange themselves by being polar, where the ice will actually float. So instead of sinking to the bottom and making a pond solid, it ends up floating and insulating everything underneath so it can survive through the winter. And it also can evaporate from one body of water and then go precipitate somewhere else, so you can actually get rain inland, and that helps grow crops. And another cool one is that it is cohesive and adhesive. So the water molecules can actually hang on to each other. So one example I like to do for that is dropping droplets of water on a penny. So you can actually put a whole lot of drops of water on a penny, and because they're cohesive, they're actually, all the molecules are attracted to each other, so they won't fall. They'll actually hang on to each other. But it is with a hydrogen bond, which is a weak bond. So eventually, they're going to let go. Like, they're only going to be able to handle so many drops. I think the record for my students is like 70 something. I have theories on how you drop it, how large the drop is, or which side of the penny it is, or how old, but that has nothing to do with this. Anyways, I am surprised I'm still going, actually. So there's cohesion for sure. All these water molecules hanging on tight because they're polar, so there's a slightly positive and negative. They're attracted to each other and they're going to hold on. So that's what makes water droplets. Another important property is with them being slightly charged, it's kind of like static. So imagine this is a tube that's inside of a tree. Thankfully, you can actually stick this in here and the liquid will travel against gravity. This is called capillary tubing. So because of that, the water molecules are attracted to the charge on the sides of the tube and they'll actually travel up against gravity. So that is how water can get to the tops of plants. Otherwise, they wouldn't be able to fully do photosynthesis, and we would have no sugar and we would have no oxygen. So just because water is polar and can do this capillary action and hang on to the sides of that tube, that is adhesion. And with it cooling us as well, I've taken rubbing alcohol and just with a cotton swab just go whoosh on your skin, and it feels cold even though it's at room temperature because it helps cool you down as well. So that's part of the reason why we sweat. So anyways, that's lots of properties of water, and remember, the glass is always full. It's just half full of air and half full of water.